Hey, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you coming by NSL. I wish I knew how to pronounce your name correctly. Multitasking? Is that right?
If you don't fuck with us, well then, you're just a bitch-ass trick.
Who put down 500 social credit points on the Apes? Is anyone voting for Hydralick these nuts? Who's going to take the set today?
Slow down and do it my way.
All right, friends, you know what time it is. We got to pay those Twitch bills, and then we begin. We'll see you soon.
Posse. Stay on those meds, huh?
Yeah, they help me to think.
Then 6.
God, Stewie, you're totally drugged out.
Who's ready for some NSL6, ladies and gentlemen? My apologies for not playing the sound from the Stinger. There's a copyright issue, but we have the amazing visuals from Cookie Master. Welcome everyone to NSL6 Week 7 Hydralick Deez Nuts versus Apes per minute. Hyperion Tier 3. I'm excited. We have some great players here. 5 nom players. And the addition of the man himself, Mr. Tuck You In, Revo Sedeb, bed cover. This is going to be a great T3 cast. Been looking forward to this one. Of course, Week 76, we should say, right? Every map starts on 76. This is going to be excellent. I can't wait to see what strategies our players bring in here. It's going to be a blast. I've been looking forward to this one so much. So who's ready to get into it? Should we get... Oh, and it looks like on our predictions, we have 1.4K put on the Apes. And nobody's betting on Hydralick Deez Nuts. Are they going to regret that? Or are they going to have to swallow Deez Nuts if they end up taking the set? I guess we're going to find out. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think it's time we get into game 1 here of the first 2 going at it. Reaper versus Champion. Let's get started. Spawning in at the top left of 76, it's our red Zerg Reaper. And in the bottom right, it's Champion. Varl, thank you very much for the follow. You're joining us just in time. We're getting to game 1. Reaper, he has already jumped a drone over the Kandering Crystal, the giant crystal. And we're going to see how the game develops from here. Obviously, Reaper will be taking this base. But the initiative, I think, is going to be on Champion, right? It can be very tough for Protoss on this map. You can't really do anything with Dragoons, right? You need to either ferry them down or build gateways on the low ground. Nanodog says the drone jumping over super early. You know what? I agree it is early, but perhaps he was just worried about not getting it, because I know I've done that, right? You mess it up, and if you try to time it like the pros, you do it at the very last second, and then you mess up, ooh, that ruins your whole strategy, doesn't it? So standard opening here from Protoss, pretty expected. And like I said, we're going to have to see how he chooses to approach this game. Now, what I have done as a Protoss player, occasionally on 76, is I've actually put a large portion of gateways on the low ground here because there is a lot of buildable terrain. But maybe that's just an Anderson thing. I haven't really seen anyone else doing that or really playing with that idea. But just so you're aware, it is possible. You can fit about 12 gateways right here. No problem. And Reaper, unfortunately, his Overlord in the wrong direction is not going to be able to see his opponent right away. This is Tier 3. This is Hyperion Tier 3, aka the best tier, with the best players and the most enjoyable games. And even sending the drone scout as well. Unfortunately, his opponent is cross-map, and not a whole heck of a lot that can be done about that. Sometimes this just happens. And we see Champion here. 1 gate, right into Robo. So, looks... Oh, thank you very much for the raid there, Arctic Sun, Mr. Breeze. Appreciate you. See you guys finished up your cast there. What an amazing series that was. Bring an hour-long game in there. Incredible. Okay, so Champion. Now, I imagine we're going to be seeing a shuttle right away, but what's going to go in the shuttle? That's really the question here, right? This scout is going to get denied by the Zealot hold position on the ramp. Very nice. And this Overlord's still so far away, so we may be able to get this shuttle out of here before he has any idea. We'll have to see. There we go. Instant start on it. And we have the 3rd base being taken for Reaper, and likewise he is blocking his ramp, and he will chase down this probe. Oh, thank you very much. I've put a lot of work into the graphics and everything for the stream. I like to have a nice presentation for you folks so you can enjoy NSL in the highest quality possible. Okay, and it looks like perhaps Reaver is going to be the tech of choice. Not the most common opening against Zerg, but with what we see here, with what we observe, we don't have a lair or anything on the way yet. Don't even have gas taken yet, so this could do quite a bit potentially. I mean, if you have no Scourge, if you have nothing to stop this from just doing whatever it likes, how do you respond? And this is nice too, just using the shuttle to take the probe over, not even worrying about it in the early game, not sacrificing anything until he's ready to go get that base. I really like that. Yeah, the Reaver on the natural, if you go in here with, I mean, how do you respond? What do you do? Even if you get a Sunken, the Reaver can just basically outrange it, or you can have a Zealot in there to take hits while you kill it. Manadog says, it's dirty. Champion did this to me in practice. Nice. Hey, Escalade, how's it going, buddy? Escalade, you're up after these two, and the grudge match continues. Aaron versus Escalade. Looking forward to that one. So here we go. We've got the Reaver, 2 Zealots. Very nice. Always a nice plan to take 2 Zealots with you, or a Dragoon. Just something to absorb hits if there's a lot of resistance when you come in with the Reaver here. And here we go. We have double gas being taken. And we have 3 bases established with 2 hatcheries in the front. Nice little wall there, too. I like that narrow choke point. Just a minor thing, but very nice. And the Nexus taken on the side here of our Protoss player champion. Okay, so here we go. This this can indeed be rough. We're going to see how much damage this ends up getting. Here we go. And there is nothing here to stop this. We don't have any units present. Oh no, first Scarab, 3. 2 Zealots are out. And GG called instantly, oh my god. He just realizes that he does not have anything available to stop this. Wow. That is an incredibly fast game 1, I can't believe it. Okay, so Champion taking a very swift victory here, and now it's going to be up to Reaper on how he wants to sort of come back from this. Incredible. Okay, well, maybe a little bit unexpected there, but a very nice strategy brought forward from Champion, right? I mean, obviously he really thought about that and what he could do in this matchup on that map to open. Very nice. You know, Reaper he had a bit of a opposing philosophy on it, decided he want to go for a very heavy macro play, a very sort of, you know, I mean, he was going 5 hatch, right? So it would have been a really nice mid-game timing, but that coming in is just, it's really rough. And as it said in the chat here, it's hard to scout. And it's not helped by the fact that his Overlord was in, you know, it wasn't going in the direction of the base initially, and his drone scout wasn't either. It was cross-spawned, so a little bit of luck in play there as well, that went completely unscouted. But you know what? That's okay. I know Reaper. He's going to brush it off. We're going to get into game 2, and we're going to see what happens. Let's go. All right, in the top left, up 1-0, it's Champion. And in the bottom left, Reaper looking to bring it back. So, we're now on a more standard, normal kind of map. It's not 76, we're not going to have any crazy strategies, so we're going to see what happens this time. We have the Overlord going in the correct direction, so that is very nice for Reaper, so we're not going to get caught completely off guard again. And you know, these things, they can happen sometimes. I think we've all had games where just a series of bad luck makes everything go wrong and you just lose in the first couple of minutes. We've all had that, right? So the important thing is when you get into that situation, you don't let it affect your mindset in a tournament setting, right? You got to pick yourself up, you got to brush it off. Now a little bit of unluckiness, shall we say, for Champion. He's going to scout his opponent last. Perhaps he switches directions if he sees this Overlord come in with the pylon, but going to be a little bit in the dark starting out here. And Reaper going for hatch first. Okay, and the tech of choice from Champion just going to be a Forge. Not going to do a gateway opening. Nothing wrong with the Forge opening. Very powerful still. You set up for a great timing attack. And the spawning pool being taken by Reaper. Now, if you haven't, you guys, you want to support me, want to support NSL6, please follow the stream. Please follow all of the other casters casting all of the groups of NSL6. Everyone puts a lot of effort into this. It's you know, it's a big undertaking to put on a show like this, a tournament like this, and get every single game casted, but that's what it's all about, right? Is building the community and having everyone be able to have their games showcased. I know I love it when people cast my games, and I always want people to tune into that as well, right? So please follow everyone involved with NSL6, and big shout out to Cookie Master and all of the people administrating NOM for putting this on. It's been a pleasure to cast this tournament every week so far. A little bit of probe harassment from Champion here, just being annoying. Just trying to tax the APM of his opponent, try to keep him on his toes, not let him get too comfortable. We have now 3 hatcheries on the side of Reaper, and the Nexus taken from Champion. Gateway comes down, and we should see that gas shortly. And we have the first set of lings popping here to come get rid of this annoying probe. Well, choosing just to send 1, so this probe may live for quite a while. He could have wrapped around the back here and trapped that, but he's going to go check out the wall of his opponent. Just keep him honest, make sure nothing, you know, crazy's going on. He's not going to skip a cannon or anything like that, right? Just keep something out here so he can see any move out. And honestly, things looking standard as can be right now. We're just going to have to wait and see how this game develops. Zerg yet to take any gas. Getting their 4th hatchery now. We're going to see if they go up to 5. Maybe at another location, or just in their main, perhaps. And here that 3rd hatchery comes up. And where's this drone going here? Is that for our 5th hatchery? And it looks like it is. Nice placement too. This lets you, if you need, you can put some sunks here or something. You can just, you know, sort of funnel through this narrow corridor if an attack is coming in. I like that. That's a good place to put that. And now we have double gas being taken. And on the side of Champion, what are we going to see from here? Well, we have +1. Rocking and rolling. Is it going to be a Stargate? Or are we going to see a Citadel perhaps and skipping Stargate? Maybe going for a very fast Zealot timing. And yet 2 gas, and you know, we saw Reaper do this last game too. He waits, and then he goes, he takes them both at the same time. Now, unlike the previous game, there is not a shuttle with a big caterpillar in it headed his way, so he's not going to be taking that damage this time. It looks like Champion getting both the Stargate and the Citadel at the same time, so we're not going to skip the Stargate in favor of getting a lot of Zealots very quickly. We're going to play Standard. So here we go, just a tiny move out, 2 Zealots coming across. This is just, oh sorry, pardon me, 3 Zealots coming across. And this is to keep your opponent honest, right? You have to respond to this. 3 Zealots, they can just walk in here. This is not going to stop this. So what are we going to do to deflect this? Well, we got some Hydralisks on the way, and a little bit more Zergling, and for 3 Zealots, that should be enough. Alright, legs started. We do not have the Corsair yet. There we go, first Corsair started. And interestingly, just sitting out here with the Zealots, he's not pushing in. And that's okay too, right? You're going to see anything from your opponent coming out here. And what'll be really important is if he spots these Hydras right away. right? That's really the critical thing for him to see here, is he needs to see these Hydras. I mean, in the back of your mind, a Protoss player, you're always assuming it's going to be Mass Hydra, but you do need confirmation. And very nice here on the side of Champion. Very good timing on his Templar Archives. Looks like he started that approximately 6:15. So very nice timing there. No, Escalade, this is the first of the day, buddy. You are up after this. Hey, Shafto, thanks for stopping by the stream, buddy. Okay, so here we go. The Zealots came in, did some harassment. Looks like we got 3 drones there, so that is very nice. But we're going to lose these Zealots. 3 drones for 3 Zealots, good trade. But your Zealot critical mass, you know, it starts going down. Here we have 6, where we could have had 9. Legs about to finish, so these Hydralisks are pretty much dead. Okay, some more coming up, reinforcing. Really wanting to get this Corsair. I don't know if that's the right thing to focus at this point. And these Zealots, I think, are going to make fairly short work of these Hydras. Hydralisk's on the run, but of course, we have a ton more popping here, don't we? To be expected. Alright, +1 armor, halfway done. And these Zealots are getting fairly soft. Need to be careful here. This is a threatening force of Hydralisks. We only have 1 cannon. Oh, this is dangerous. At the very least, we're going to deny this upgrade, and that's huge. 10 Zealots, but they're so bruised. And the Hydralisks move forward. They're going to pick off this cannon. Oh, and he doesn't get it. Oh, no. Still, an overwhelming force of Hydralisks here. He can continue to push. More Hydralisks coming up, reinforcing. Needs to get that cannon. There we go. 2 more about to finish. We need to get this Zealot count down. They start falling. If we push forward now, we might be able to end the game. Reaper looking to tie it up 1-1. Oh, and the probe pull. Very nice deflection. That singular cannon putting out so much DPS here. Reaper, he almost had it. Incredibly close. More Hydralisks coming up to join the fray. More cannons going down. And an Archon out now. Alright, well. Perhaps just a emergency Archon, if you will. Kind of a little unwieldy to fight against Hydralisk with, but when you need units, you need units. Okay, with more Zealots joining the fray, this is enough to repel this now with the Archon DPS if it doesn't get focused down. Here we go. Pushing in. Can the Archon get good shots? We need to hit clumps. He's hitting only the one in front. Archon being focused. Archon goes down. Okay, so once again, Reaper, he is repelled. But Champion, he has taken a significant amount of damage here, just losing that high-value Archon. We see that the drone count is not too bad, 35 versus 45 probes, so he hasn't totally run away with the game here. And we have more reinforcements coming up on the side of Reaper. Champion, he's looking to make a game of it, though, chasing down these Hydralisks. No fear. More Zealots reinforcing, and we just keep getting caught on terrain, don't we, Reaper? We're just taking not the greatest engagements in the world, and we have a High Templar out now, but there is not energy for a storm at this point. Okay, back on the side of Reaper. Lair is now finished. What's going to be the follow-up here? We can't stay on Hydralisk forever because we have not broken the front. And these 2 cannons even remaining unpowered. Champion up to a significant count of gateways now. Storm done. But Hydralisks. Now we have to be careful. Look at this. It's High Templar. He's holding up traffic here. We got to be careful that that doesn't get sniped. This is a... Oh, and the DT out, though. There is no Overlord anywhere near. He's going to have to retreat to this. The Dark Templar, a nice little addition there. Oh, and he gets the High Templar. Nice. Okay, DT killed. One more. Oh, Storm goes down. Oh, that is a big storm. Oh, no. All of these Hydralisks just melting to the side blades. Fonger, rooting for our boy Champion here. I'm rooting for Reaper. Reaper, he's been practicing really hard. He's been trying to improve. I've played a lot of sets with him. And he's made great improvement, let's not forget. I mean, Reaper, he's come a long way. He's playing really well here. No energy on this High Templar. Again, we're just getting surrounded. We got to spread out a little bit more versus these Zealots. We're letting them just wrap around the Hydralisks. Now, it looks like we're going to take a 4th base here for Reaper. This, however, will probably be scouted by these Corsairs. We have a 6 hatchery coming down now. So overall, looking pretty good. Okay, here we go. Another big group of Zealots, but they're caught a little out of position, so we're going to get to soften them up a little bit. 3 Zealots going down right away. And now the choice has to be made. Do we push in here or do we respond to this force heading towards our base? This is not enough to stop this. Okay, looks like he's going to push in. 5 cannons at the natural. That's a lot of Hydralisks, but cannons are good. Cannons are strong. Needs to focus these down. Looks like he gets all of them, but how much is going to be remaining here? With the reinforcing Zealots and the probes pulled, I don't think we're getting enough damage. Meanwhile, Champion pushing into the 3rd base of Reaper, and there's not enough defenses here to hold this base. Coming up with some more Hydralisk, but we definitely need to start seeing some Lurkers at this point to hold this off. That is a lot of Zealots. Even on this ramp, that is not going to be enough to funnel these Zealots and absorb this damage. Hydralisks have broken into the natural of Champion, but how do we stop this force at home? All of these hatcheries are going to go down, and we're losing more drones. 50 versus 27 drones. Reaper trying to break into his opponent's base, but these reinforcing Zealots, I think there's just too much here. 2-1 on the Zealots versus 0-0 Hydras, and this 3rd base is completely cleaned up. Oh, Reaper, I think that was the best he could have hoped for doing that base trade, but GG is called. Champion comes out ahead, takes it 2-0. Good game, both of our players. Champion, good game. Reaper, good game. A very exciting match on both sides. Okay. Before we get in to our 2nd set of the day, Champion taking the first one, 2-0. Before we get into Aaron vs. Escalade, the grudge match continuing, we're going to run a quick Twitch ad to pay the bills so we do not get interrupted. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back everybody. It's time for the grudge match. Aaron versus Escalade. 2 of our NSL casters. 2 amazing players on 76. Let's go. Starting out with a you bastard in the bottom right. It's Aaron. And in the top right, Escalade, the color thief. Now these guys, they got a history. They have a history of exciting matches, ridiculous meme matches, incredible strategies on both sides, both excellent people, great casters. Give it up for our players, everybody. Escalade failing to jump the minerals. Is he gonna get it? Please. Please, you don't want to embarrass yourself like this on stream. Oh, thank goodness. Escalade, you saved it. Good job, buddy. Aaron, he says, I can jump minerals too, but I ain't taking it where you think I am. Taking this center base, and we don't see everyone doing that, do we? I like when people take this one, because oftentimes it goes unscouted forever. Sometimes it doesn't get scouted, period. Alright, so, pool first here from Aaron. Gonna be taking this hatchery right away. And Escalade. Just keeping the probe here so he doesn't have to ferry it over later. Starting with the gateway, not going Nexus first or anything crazy. That'd be basically an instant loss in this scenario with Lings coming across the map. Now Aaron, he's not going to scout his opponent right away. Overlord went the wrong direction, and he has not sent out a drone scout. So I mean, he's not going to know for quite a while, even getting fast Lings. So that can work in the favor here of Escalade. And look at this, Mr. 2-Gate. Here we go, Escalade. Could be a lot of zealots. Hey, Elevation, good to have you here, man. Elevation, of course, is in our final set of the day. And he got here just in time to see this series start. The two meme lords themselves. Okay, so we have the drone scout coming up now. Aaron, he is going to find his opponent here. Is this... Oh, very close, very close. Oh, just in the nick of time, blocking that drone from coming up. And Aaron did not even get to see buildings here. Very nice. So he does not know that this is 2-Gate. That's right, Aaron, he did take the middle. Well, Elevation, I'll tell you, I know Elevation is a very strong player, especially in the ZVP matchup. We were just playing the other day. The dude is a beast. I'm excited for that one. Here we go. First 3 zealots coming across. More on the way. On the side of Aaron, we have 4 Lings. So we're going to have to see what happens. Now, in the scenario that, you know, maybe these 3 zealots get in here and do catastrophic damage, we still do have this base here. It is 76. We're going to have to see where this develops. Looks like we've stopped on the zealots. We just got another 2 here to sort of hold the ramp. And we're grabbing our cyber core now, and looks like we're aiming to take this expansion. But here we go. Why is Rush so good? I don't know. The player Rush? Yeah, he is pretty good. I know. Okay, so probe and 3 zealots. This is a nightmare here for Zerg. We're going to have to do some incredible drilling while we delay to get these Lings out. And we have a creep colony started. But this is a tough scenario here. So what does Escalade choose to do? He chooses to target this. We have a second started. This is good, because this is definitely dead. Okay, choking up these zealots a little. Taking a lot of damage on these Lings, though. Looks like, unfortunately, we tried to target this one, but that just will not do. Aaron in a lot of trouble here. This sunk. He needs to do something with these drones. This sunk, it has to finish. It is so hurt. I don't know if it's going to do any damage. Doesn't even get a singular shot off. What do we do here? It looks like we're just running away with the drones. That's all we can do. We have a singular drone mining in this base. Esky's got 4 more zealots coming across, so this is certainly dead. A very nice play here from our Protoss player. Everything else going standard in his base as he preps for a longer game. But Escalade poised to take game one, and GG is called. Aaron, sad GG noises. That's the sound of Psyblades for all you Zerg players. Oh, GG. Another fast one on 76. It seems like a lot of people are just not interested in playing a macro game on that, are they? So we have Escalade taking game one. And let's get right into it. Let's go. Game two. Aaron versus Escalade. Okay. Spawning into 4 o'clock position. It's our Black Zerg. Aaron. And at the 12 o'clock position, it's Escalade. Now that was a game last game, wasn't it? Now the banter with these two, of course, there's always banter with these two. That's something you can expect in this matchup for sure. And again, we have Aaron taking a fast pool. Complaining about the map choices. Alright, so we're gonna have to see what goes on here. Escalade, pylon at the front, as expected. Coming out to scout, unfortunately going the wrong direction. Aaron, he's feeling confident. He's going to bring it back and tie it up 1-1. But Escalade, he's getting prepped for the new movie in theaters soon. Listening to Barbie World. Okay, so the tech of choice, just going to be a Forge here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Not going for a Gateway Expand. Just playing it safe. Very nice. Three sets for 6 lings coming out right away. And what is this? What is this? Escalade subscribing with Prime. At the same time, Aaron, he's pulling the drones? What is going on here? Drones, lings. Aaron says, you know what? That game, we're making it a quick one. Fuck 76. Here we go. Oh, I'm not sure about this one. Can we get the damage done? Don't stop to chase the probe. Oh no, and we're going in the wrong direction. Aaron, this could have worked. This could have worked. You could have gotten it, but 4 drones with no support from lings. This is not enough. Oh no, this was a winning strategy, but we just don't have our armies linked up. And by the time these lings get here, this is going to be held. Oh, so unfortunate. And with 3 lings remaining, this is not enough to close this game up. Oh, and he had it. He had it. That is so unfortunate. Sometimes this is just what happens. You pick the right strategy, but the execution just isn't there. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for Aaron. This seems like something I would have done. Escalade. Sick micro. Escalade looks like he is going to take this 2-0. GG is called. A 3-minute, 10-second game. Incredible. Wow. Okay. That was a very nice hold. Yeah, that was in fact a series. Aaron, he didn't spoil it for me, but he mentioned that it was some games, is how he said it. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, that is going to bring us up to our final series of the day. But first, we're going to take a quick ad break so that we are not interrupted during the games, and we will be right back. Hey, the Lampshade, thank you very much for the follow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into it. Our final set of the day. Nom's very own Elevation versus Bed Cover Backwards, Revo. Let's go. Spawny in the top right of 76. Mr. Tuck You In, Revo Sedeb. And in the bottom right, he ain't afraid of heights. He's mastered them. It's Elevation. Okay, so 76. Let's see. How does Elevation approach this here? Is he going to be like Aaron? Is he going to take a center base? Or is he going to jump over the ones closer to his main? We already have Revo sending his probe over, making sure that he can take this at his leisure. A little bit unfortunate the direction of the Overlord here, but not the end of the world. When he does send a drone scout in the opposite direction, he won't get tripped up. It's not a cross spawn. Elevation says, I have a special strat prepared. Perfect. This is what I love to see on 76. I love these oddball maps, bringing out players' real, their identity. You really learn a lot about a player and how they want to approach the game and their mindset by what they bust out on the non-standard maps. That's my favorite thing to see. I mean, I remember probably my favorite season of ASL was when Sparkle was in the pool. And I believe it was watching Shine play on Sparkle. That was something else. Okay, so Elevation actually opting to go for the mineral base in front here. Not even skipping anything, not taking any other bases. Only relying on one gas. So we're going to have to see what his plan is here. Meanwhile, Revo going Nexus first, like a Chad. You know what? I don't even play Zerg, and Shine is one of my role models. I'll tell you that, Elevation. The way that he approaches the game and just how many crazy strategies that he's come up with that I've witnessed, it really shows you the beauty of Brood War and what it can still develop to, even to this day, so many years after its release. And while we have a bit of a slow period here, I want to say just again, thank you very much everyone for tuning in to NSL6. It's been an absolute pleasure to enjoy all these games with all you folks. And I hope that you've been having a great time, both playing and watching this wonderful tournament. Okay, third hatchery here. Macro hatch in the main. A little bit cheeky too, a little bit hidden, right? Down in the corner here. And Revo, he's got a probe coming across now, but he's going to be none the wiser to this. He will have no idea because he's not going to be able to get up this ramp. Okay, so here we go. The probe comes in, but of course it will be denied from going up here. And he needs to be careful too. If he tries, he'll just get sandwiched and lose it entirely. However, this might already throw out a bit of a red flag if you're Revo, right? I mean, seeing this out at the front, not very common for this to be your first base on 76. So we're going to have to see how he sort of responds to that. He's blocking his own ramp. He has two bases. Core is done, so what is the tech choice going to be? Oh, and the Ling slips in. Just a tiny little pixel off there, keeping that from getting into the base. Wow. Okay, so he sees the tech of choice. He sees it's going to be Stargate. Okay, and here we go. Hydralisks. Revo says, too much credit, assuming I'm thinking. Oh, come on now. Both of these players, they're skilled players. They approach the game with a great mindset. Alright, so we're up to 3 Zealots now. Are we going to have a little push out? Because really, there's not a lot to defend. If you walked across the map with these right now, you could probably get some drones, or at the very least cause an evacuation of this base. 3 Hydras, not the scariest thing in the world. Up to 4, going for 5. And the Corsair almost finished, so we're going to scout this strategy as it comes in here. The real question is going to be, can we stop this strategy, though? We don't have a pylon or anything at the ramp, so we will not be able to get cannons. And here we go, the Hydralisks. They are coming across the map, and they are coming fast. 3 Zealots. Looking a little dicey. Now, of course, these Hydras, they're not going to be able to get back here, but you can't play a game just stuck on this base. So, elevation with these 8 Hydralisks and a couple of Lings. Here we go. Corsair comes out, but it seizes way too late. In the whole position. That Zealot's down. Only 2 remain. Blocking it more, trying to delay. But we have no units in production, and this is not the right thing to stop this. Elevation. Uh-oh, Revo says. Oh no, he didn't know Hydras could get up the ramp? Oh, unfortunate. GG is called. Maybe just a little bit of inexperience on this map here. So, very nice strategy from Elevation. He had a sort of timing attack planned out. He knew what he wanted to do. And he takes the first game. And that puts Hydralick Deez nuts on the board, taking their first map of the day. Now we are going to run a very quick ad break before we get into the next game of the day, so again that we do not get interrupted. These have all been very short today, so unfortunately I'm very sorry we have to run these because the games have been so short that the normal break times in between are just not coming up that sort of time period. So we will be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. Here we go. Game 2, Elevation versus Revo. Let's go. Spawning in the top left. It's our red Protoss, Revo. And in the bottom left, up 1 game, Master of Heights, it's Elevation. Thank you very much, Escalade, for the Prime sub. Again, shout out, thank you very much. Revo, of course, subbed in a prior stream. Thank you very much. You gentlemen did not see ads. I appreciate you supporting me and supporting NSL6. That's very nice of you guys. Of course, not necessary. Donations, subs, anything like that, never necessary. What's important is that you're just tuning in and we're all here to enjoy this great tournament together. I appreciate all of you and thank you so much. Okay, so Elevation, thank you for the follow. So we're on a bit more of a standard map now. And interestingly, Revo goes for pylon right in the main. Not going for anything outside, going for forge, going for a gateway. Now, is he perhaps a little bit shaken after that other game and just forgot to place his pylon out there and now he has to deal with that? Or is this an intentional thing that he's doing? We're going to have to find out. It could be good old 2 gateway man. One of my favorite strategies for sure in PvZ. Oh, your dog was going nuts, a little bit distracting. Is that what it was, Revo? Ah, yes. Then you place the pylon. Yeah, I've done that many times. I feel ya. And then you just got to roll with it, right? Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to go place another one out here. And there you go. Taking that as your second pylon and then going to sort of wall that off. And elevation. Taking hatch first. And now the pool's going down. So our Protoss player, very unfortunately, scouting in the wrong direction, is going to scout his Zerg opponent last, but thankfully we're not having any cheeky Ling rush coming. Elevation says his build confused the fuck out of me, so it's not bad at all, actually. Alright. So here we go. First Zealot already out. Taking a bit of a gambit here, sending it to the bottom left, not across map, even though he does not know where his opponent is yet. Very nice, though, that he is going to get the correct location with that. The pool is just finishing, and gas is taken. So are we going to see Ling speed on this, or are we just going to see pretty quick lair? Third hatch taken. More Zealots on the way, continuing and building a third. Okay, and our first Zealot comes up here. Lings are popping, so this should not do too much. It's going to come down to the micro. And unfortunately, we have all 4 hitting the Zealot, so this Zealot will go down, most likely. 7 health remaining. Yeah, and there's no chance this is getting out here. Okay, so continuing to pump Zealots. Another one coming in, but wisely says, I need to retreat. A little bit of a stop command there, though, so now he's going to be taking some damage as he retreats back to his base. Might even get surrounded. Losing a second Zealot. Ooh, losing a second Zealot here would be painful, but he gets up the ramp. Okay, and with 3 Zealots, we should be able to block this here. We should be okay from these Lings getting in. It is only 7 Lings, so it's not the worst thing in the world to deal with. 4 Zealots can definitely take this on. 5 now. In fact, I might even push out with 5. And just being obnoxious with these Lings. Meanwhile, lair begun. Almost halfway done. And on the side of bed cover, we take the Nexus. We have not started our core yet. So a little bit unfortunate. We have a lot of gas, but we don't have the ability to spend it at this point in time. These Lings being obnoxious here, taking out those 2 Zealots in front. Might even get this gateway. We need to react. This is a very precarious situation. This can be tough sometimes for Protoss to deal with. If we have this gateway go down, then these Lings are going to flood in. I mean, it is only 6, but 6 can still take out some probes if they run by your Zealots. Okay, so we're going to have to see elevation. What is his tech of choice going to be? He had a nice game 1. He had a very targeted, specific strategy. Okay, probe transfer here. That is a lot of probes transferring over for this new base. And we're still continuing, just pumping Zealots. Now we're moving out across the map with these 4. Well, we keep 2 for safety at home. Very nice. Perhaps we're going to come up into this third base. We forced a lot of Lings in response. Wow, an incredible amount of Lings in response. 5 eggs worth of Lings to stop this. And evacuating the drones. Very wise. Looks like our Zealots here, they've gotten a bit separated, but they're getting pot shots. Okay, so with some drilling, we should be okay with these 2 zealots in here. The other 2 coming to join up. We've gotten some very nice little pot shots off on these lings so far, so they're soft, but there is a ton of them. Drones helping this engagement. Haven't lost any drones so far, very nice, but we're down to 2 lings. 1 ling. Okay, but with the drones here, I think maybe we lose 1. Oh, nice, Micro, pulling back the damaged drones, no problem. And with the drill here, gets the zealots elevation, showing that you cannot just walk into his base with a bunch of zealots and get damaged. Does not lose a single drone. Okay, on the side of Revo, Citadel coming down. Healthy probe count, 35 to 24. Very nice, and we're still continuing zealot production. We're up to 5 again. More on the way. But here's the Spire. And what are we going to do with it? Looks like we are not going to go mass muta or anything like that. We're just getting 1 pair of Scourge here to deter any Corsair. Of course, Elevation does not know that he's hindered his opponent this much and that the Stargate is only halfway done. So this would be really nice, especially if he can just camp those right on top of that Stargate. You're not even going to build a Corsair, because what are you going to do? Meanwhile, the Zealot's coming up into the 3rd base here of Elevation, and once again, he's going to have to evacuate. This time, he is getting drone kills. Nice surface area here on those Zealots. This is not enough to fight this amount of Zealots. And the drones, they flee. They need to flee. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe a bit of a misclick here. He's going to lose these drones. Okay, so we have a Mutalisk out now. I think this Mutalisk was not a prepared Mutalisk. This is a panicked Mutalisk. Same with these ones here. We need something to be able to fight these Zealots. Perhaps this might not have been the way Elevation wanted to play, but it's the way that he's going to play now. So eventually these Zealots will be cleaned up, as they obviously cannot shoot up. And we're going to have to see on the other side of the map what's going to be the response here. Well, we have 2 cannons going down in the main. We have a cannon, so a decent amount of cannons in the natural. But how are we going to push out of our base after this is cleaned up? Okay, so after all is said and done, and we got a final drone there, you know, our drone count, it's still not the worst thing in the world considering we lost an entire base. We're at 28 drones. 27, he's building something. So we're replenishing that, now back up to 31, and it looks like we're taking a different 3rd base. A wise strategy, maybe take it a little further away from your opponent so we can't keep running things down in this short rush distance here. Legs are done for the Zealots, but with these Mutalisks out, we either have to go around and strike when the Mutalisks are somewhere else, or we just have to get something that can shoot up. Okay, so decent amount of cannons here. Revo actually went up to 4 cannons at his main. First Corsair is out. We get 1 cannon down, yeah, and he replaces it immediately. That's what you want to see, because if we keep massing Mutalisks and you don't replace that, you are in trouble. And Elevation really keeping his drone count healthy here, up to 36 drones. Understands that it's unlikely he's going to break him with all this investment in static defense, and that he needs to go for a longer game despite his earlier losses. And this, I want to point out right here, this is an important thing to do. Just having these out on the map where your opponent doesn't know where they are, this allows you to do some counterplay here. And we have the 2 DTs coming up too. So here we go. We only have a couple of Hydralisks here, but the Sim City is quite nice. 1 drone, but look at the glitch on all of these Zealots here. The DT does get taken out. We're continuing to do damage. We've gotten a decent amount of drones here, so we're trading somewhat efficiently. Very nice, to be honest. A nice little attack there. We're back down to 29 drones, and our Protoss player Revo, he's up to 62 probes. But again, the question is, where do we go from here with this? We're still not feeling comfortable coming out and taking a third base, and there we go. This is our response. The Dark Archon. The Chad Red Dark Archon. He picked red because he planned this, didn't he? Look at that sexy thing. We're going to have to see if we have a massive Maelstrom and a Storm follow-up on these Mutalisks. That would just be juicy. Okay, so another 2 hatcheries going down here for elevation. That'll bring us up to a total of 6. We're going to really start powering here, and he did a massive wave of drones, back up to 38. As we all know, Zerg can function on a bit of a smaller economy, so we're looking all right here. A ton of Hydras being made. Okay, here we go. The Mutalisks looking to come in probably for a little bit more harassment. But that Corsair count, we're up to 5 now. Very scary. Okay, so the Dark Archon is seen. He knows he needs to be careful, and the Dark Archon getting trapped. Is he going to be able to get it? He does take it out, so the energy cannot build. Oh my god, Revo said. The energy cannot build up, and the Scourge connect with the Corsairs, the Mutalisks. They might be able to fight this. Hydralick coming up to soften these Zealots, but kind of getting caught up on this ramp. Elevation says, look at my third, where a Dark Templar has 7 kills, 8 kills. Taking out a lot more of the drones on the side of Elevation. Now this match has just been a slugfest, hasn't it? We've had so many drones go down, but Elevation, he's hanging in there. We're now up to 75 probes on the side of Revo. And how long before he notices this DT here? It looks like now we see it. Don't really have an Overlord anywhere nearby. We got one building here, but it's still quite a ways away. And the third base taken from Revo. And I like this, continuing the Corsair production. Okay, so now we're going to be up here, I believe, to 7 Corsairs. It's a very nice thing to see, just in case your opponent switches back into Mutalisk on a surprise, right? Kind of on a whim there. But also, if the Hydralisks are, say, over-attacking your third or over here, whatever it may be, the Corsairs, you can just fly in, take out everything before they can respond. And then all of a sudden, your opponent just simply cannot make units. Right? We see Elevation. He's already very close to maxing out on his current supply ability. 77 of 86 here. And there we go, the Maelstrom. Maybe not the most necessary Maelstrom in the world, but the coolest for sure. And this is frightening, right? I mean, if you can't detect these Dark Templar because there's so many Corsair, how do you fight this? So it looks like Lurkers on the high ground is going to be what we choose to do here. But Revo, what if he simply walks into the natural? We have one Lurker and a wide open space for him to attack, and it looks like that is his choice. Well, taking a lot of shield damage on these Zealots. But this is a scary army. No doubt about it. A Maelstrom and a Storm would be killer. Just need some more energy on the Archon. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dark Templar in this army too. Revo, he is not playing around here. Okay, our Zerg player droning heavily. He now has his 4th base established. He understands the sort of point he's at in this game and that he needs more economy. So very nice to see that. Alright, and now we're looking to get upgrades and go to Hive Tech. So I think the plan here is we're going to turtle on 4 bases. Which really, this can be a good way to play as Zerg. When you get 4 bases established, you can sit on that for quite a long time. However, this is a scary force on the side of bed cover. Ooh, unfortunate. Just running some Overlords here right into these Corsairs. So those are all going to be free. And he can't lose this other Overlord, and there is nothing here to stop the DTs. Needs to be extremely careful with this. Scourge coming out to counter these Corsairs. And there's actually nothing that can shoot up here. There we go. So the Corsairs now do target those. So as a Zerg player, this can be one of the scariest sort of situations to be in. You got your 3 bases here. You have sort of a hidden 4th base, but there is this massive army sitting right outside your base, just begging you to walk out and engage it, right? And you really have to be careful not to pull the trigger and do that until you are absolutely sure that you will win. If you lose a fight against this, the game is over. You're not going to recover from that snowball with additional reinforcements coming down, goons now being added. So we have to be incredibly, incredibly cautious with how we engage this. Hive Tech, going to be on the way right away here. We'll see what he chooses to put down. It's likely a Defiler Den. Okay, and here we go. Revo making a move. Big storm. Another big storm. Okay, the Lurkers doing decent work. Cleaned up a big ball of those Zealots as they were softened from the storms as well. And it looks like this Protoss force is going to be repelled. Very nicely played by Elevation. So we've now established this corridor between our 2 bases, so we feel much more comfortable as a Zerg player here. We're not cut off from either of these with reinforcements from elsewhere. Additional hatchery going down, but our Protoss player, he has a 4th base established, and it looks like he will take a free 5th as well. So, very difficult at this point for our Zerg player to keep up an economy once we get some probes over here. And Revo, again, at a very high probe count of 81. Looking at the upgrades, we are even on both sides, which is very nice to see. If you let Protoss get an upgrade advantage, it can be a serious struggle to trade with their already strong forces with shields. And Revo's going to push in again here. He can detect the Lurkers, so we need some more units coming up. And there we go. Making sure to take out these Dark Templar too, very important. The Lurkers putting in a lot of work here. Just massive amount of damage onto this clumped army. We've got to be careful. We don't want to lose these units for free here. Okay, looks like he's moving up. The Lings are soaking damage from the Dragoons while the Lurkers burrow. But we still have detection here, so this will be cleaned up. We just simply don't have enough to reinforce with the Lurkers. Now, this is very much a war of attrition, because this force is dwindling, right? We're on the other side of the map. Elevation can continually reinforce, but we don't have a lot coming down to join. I feel like we could have had quite a bit more at this point. Our gateway is unfortunately inactive. You know, and we have Hive, but I do not see that Hive Tech yet. Alright, pushing into the main base. We're making Mass Ling, trying to repel this, but we only have 1 Lurker. That Spore Colony putting in serious work repelling those observers for what it can do. Elevation says +3 crackling, let's go. Is that going to be enough to hold this off? I don't know. Sheer numbers here might say otherwise, but it is Dragoon heavy, and Dragoons are extremely weak to cracklings. Oh, nice storm there. And that is completely cleaned up without using a single unit. Alright, Hydras, 4 Lurkers. Are we going to get a position at the back of this army? Okay, here we go. We need these other Lings to pop. We need to engage from the other side while these Lurkers are here. Looks like all but 1 have already been taken out. Cracklings come in. Maelstrom on the Cracklings and Overlords. Use it if you got it. Why not? Free. Elevation cannot make units. He is at 70 supply of 33. Looks like he's just setting up to simply survive on the other side of the map. This might be a lost cause trying to hold on to this base here. Oh, and I like this. He's trying to get the Nidus up so that he can evacuate all of these drones. What an intelligent play, realizing that this base is not long for this world. Gets everything in there, saving all of this. Really like to see that. Very good use of Nidus Canal here, just ferrying to the opposite side of the map while he regroups and makes more forces. And now we have the Defiler Mound. And all of the tech here was made, really, before this gets taken out. So very nice. We're going to have to see if Revo spends a lot of time taking this base out, or if he beelines to the other side of the map, understanding what has happened here. Oh, flying. Ooh, a bad rally, flying all of those Overlords in there. So we still can't make units. And perhaps that's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back here. This is such a long time without being able to make any sort of additional combat unit. Meanwhile, we have our 5th base being taken for Revo. A very strong showing from him this game. Wow, this is a frightening army. I mean, getting up this ramp is hard, but there's just simply nothing here. And again, all of these Overlords are coming out of here. I hope we reset our rallies, or these are again all going to die. Yeah, and as we fly right into the Protoss army here, there is no hope for these Corsairs just turning out to be the real MVPs of this match. We're trying to do a counterattack at this base, but with 4 cannons here, even if he kills these, there'll be almost nothing left over. Revo pulling his entire army to deal with this, so it's buying a little bit of time for a Zerg player, but Sunkins and 1 Lurker, that's not going to be enough to stop this. Here we go. Mr. Tuck You In, he senses blood in the water. Coming for this final bastion of Zerg forces. All of the Sunkins are morphing. There's a little bit of Hydralisks, but look at this Protoss army. How are you going to stop this? Especially when the rest of it gets here. Corsair's just being so annoying, taking out the Overlords. He's willing to sacrifice them at this point just to keep his opponent from making units. Storm's going down, the Sunkins being taken out. Revo coming back with a vengeance. Looks like he's going to take this game 1-1. And we're going to go to our 3rd game. The final game of the final set of the day. Sick game from both sides. Very nicely played. Ooh, beautiful Storm. And that's it. GG's called. Very nicely played. Okay, so Revo on the board. That takes us to 1-1, and we have 1 game remaining. So we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we are going to get back to the final game of the day for NSL6 Week 7. Hydralick Deez Nuts versus Apes per minute. Hyperion Tier 3. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for the final game of the day. Here we go. Game 3. Riva Sadev versus Elevation. Let's go. Spawning at the top. It's our Zerg player, the Master of Heights. That's why he's on top. Elevation. And spawning at the bottom. It's bed cover. Spelled backwards. Revo. Alright, let's see. We're going to have an epic conclusion here to this map. I believe it is on Neverland. What strategies are we going to see for the final game of the day? And who is going to take the final match in this series? What do you guys think? What are your predictions? Who takes it? Put it in the chat. Who takes it? Me, I'm going to say, because I'm biased and I'm a Protoss player, I'm going to say Revo takes it. I predict chat will win. Yes, either way, chat wins. We all win when we get to watch NSL, don't we? Oh, thank you very much. Second place goes to me. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Looks like we've got a pool opening here from Elevation. Making sure no early game shenanigans are going to happen and he doesn't get caught with his pants down. But we can see Revo going for a forge. So we're not going to have any early zealot pressure. And the probe here just being a little bit annoying, stopping his hatchery from going down. Oh, don't lose this drone now. Very close there. One more shot. Okay, and it looks like Elevation will be able to take his natural expansion without too much of an issue. Now Revo playing it safe. You know what? And when you're on Game 3, when you're on the deciding game, you know, spending that little bit of extra money on the security cannon, perfectly fine. Doesn't feel like a problem to me. Even though Elevation only made 2 sets of lings, that's fine. Let's play it safe and let's just make sure we do not die. We're feeling really good after that last game. Very close to getting that scouting probe there. That'd be nice to take that out. Can he secure it? Getting blocked by the egg a little bit. Looks like it might get away. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, everything's looking very standard. We got our gateway. We should be following up with the gas. There it is. Nothing out of the ordinary here. And he sent the second probe. Now, this is a very nice thing to do. This is, for all you Protoss players out there, this is a very nice thing to do. When your first scouting probe is retreating, it's taken too much damage, you have to get it out of there, you just quickly go to your base, grab another one, and right-click on the minerals at your opponent's base. Then it will path through anything that might stop it or body block it, and you already have another probe right in there, ready to get past any sort of block at the wall, anything like that. So now he can continue to scout what's going on, and he sees that Zerg is just taking their gas here, while the third hatchery is going down. Very nice. Okay, so the Nexus finishes up, and we're going to have a bit of a slower period here while we sort of ramp into the mid-game. I mean, we see everything that's going on both sides. Both players know exactly what their opponent is doing. So it's up to one of them to make the next move here. Who's going to take the initiative and really control the flow of this game? Well, Hydralick Den coming down, and he is trying to deny this now, isn't he? He's trying to keep this this probe from getting in here to see that Hydralisk going down. And that alone, this move here with the drones, That kind of telegraphs that something's going on, doesn't it? You don't normally see someone waste time mining with drones just to stop a probe from getting in, unless there's something going on. And he's done it again. Look, he sent another probe with just right-clicking on the minerals as this one is hurt, retreating. Very nice here from Revo. That's a great skill. That's a great thing to do. Okay, so Stargate is the tech of choice. Nothing really surprising there. We didn't go just straight for a Citadel for a Zealot Timey or anything like that. And that may have something to do with the fact that he can't get in here anymore and he needs to see what's going on. So he's getting the Corsair for safety. Well, it looks like we're not going to block it this time. We have nothing at home, so Mr. Bedcover, he's getting in here and he's going to see this Hydralisk bin. There we go. And there's that Citadel follow-up. Now, because he sees this, and he sees it in the main, and he knows his opponent was trying to conceal it, he is assuming this will die. That is why we see the other forge going down in the main. I would love to see a second forge go down in the main and getting double upgrades while your opponent pressures the front with Hydralisks. And here we go, the pressure will start. Now, 3 cannons here, and there's only 5 Hydras. So, not the scariest thing in the world, even with these other coming up. It'll only be 8, so it looks like we're not heavy committing to this just yet. We're waiting for another round. But he should start picking away at this. I would like to see Elevation just put some pressure on this, put a little damage. It looks like, unfortunately as well, Revo, if he had been able to place this forge and this gateway just 1 hex up, he could have afforded more surface area here to build more stuff, but that's okay. And the pressure's begun and more cannons must come down because this is not enough to defend as all of these units come up. So he's buying a little bit of time, sending these Zealots out, but this can be a double-edged sword. If you lose your initial force of Zealots, the Hydras can just walk right in, and we're going to see that here. They push forward. He needs to use these Zealots to help defend. Oh my goodness, the Zealots, unfortunately, on hold position, and we were not looking at what was going on at our wall, so we have 3 cannons started, and the probe's being pulled, but it might be too little too late here. Oh, this is looking dire for Revo. The cannons are finishing, but the Hydras are in position to pick them off. The probes, they can only block so much. A decent block. They're not getting the surface area. We're still getting shots here with the cannons, but the probes, we've lost so much at this point. Okay, next cannon is finishing. We might survive the initial wave, but more Hydralisks are joining the fight. And we just simply do not have the income to continue this. It looks like Elevation is going to take the final game of the day, 2-1. And there you have it, folks. GG is called. Elevation taking it 2-1. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We're going to go to a quick ad break, and then we are going to send you over in a raid to Mr. Azzy of Nom for some continued StarCraft. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks. Once again, thank you very much for joining us for NSL6 Week 7. Hydralick these nuts. Versus Apes per minute. Hyperion Tier 3. We're going to send you over to Mr. Azzy. Enjoy some more StarCraft, and we will see you next time.